wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to engage right from the jump. Look at you, my man. I gotta say, your game has risen to another level, my friend. Well done.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't drink that much. Even though I didn't go to bed till like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wait. So, does this mean General Gravy? Does this mean that our relentless badgering over the years has actually done something? I mean, we've been on Jay for a while, haven't we, General Gravy?
Oh yeah, we have. It's just safe to say bullying works.
Yes, it does. Bullying your friends works. Bullying your friends about their bad habits works.
Damn, like who the hell am I, Mango? All of a sudden?
Damn.
Okay, speaking of damn, did you see what happened? Did you happen to see what happened to Kotaku? Did you happen to see that?
Yes, it is a good day. The world is healing. Everything. The planets are in alignment. Life is good.
Life is good. So it got sold off according to a couple of articles I've read. The entire staff has stayed on because you got to write those game guides. But it would not surprise me if in say 3 to 4 months, there's a lot more guide writers looking for work, if you know what I mean.
It's gonna. I think it's just. I don't know. I'm more giddy about the fact that Kotaku just no longer is a thing, and all of the fat can be trimmed. The actual people to write guides can come on back and do their thing, and
Yes. Yeah. See, I'm happy that Kotaku is over and Game Informer has now come back in full effect. I'm very excited for that. I've been a subscriber to Game Informer since like 2003.
The good old days. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I just realized how old I'm getting.
Yes.
I don't even want to hear that from you two. I don't even. You don't. No. As long as I am on this podcast, nobody will ever be able to say that to my face and get away with it, because you darn kids can get off my lawn right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I was about to be like, well, my lawn's bigger.
Oh, goodness sake.
Listen, I drank a fair amount last night, so I'm just...
There's a 1950s woman joke in there somewhere. I just don't know where it is.
Listen, I know my duties as a dishwasher, but it's not time yet, okay? I don't have to clock in for my shift yet.
Jay, okay, and then in this other piece of news, I think it may have slipped under the radar. Did you happen to notice the new rules for Carnival Cruise Lines?
I did not.
No, gravy.
Share.
I guarantee you, this is some shit. All right. Okay. So, I learned a new word, negrosity. All right, that's a new word. All right, basically, it's when black people do some dumb shit so much that basically corporations have to make sweeping changes to basically handle it. So what happened with Carnival is that Carnival caught a bunch of people sneaking in alcohol and drugs on their ship, and every time they'll have like a DJ or something like that playing hip hop music, things would get out of hand very, very quickly. I'm talking about people having fist fights all over the place. It's like every time they stop at like one of the places on the itinerary, some of the locals got have to see people acting ridiculous and getting kicked off the island. People coming back late to the pier and trying to haggle what the ship captain let them on, even though they should have been on the boat 30 minutes before. So now Carnival now has sweeping curfews for teenagers. And if you're 21 and up, you have limitations on what you can do, and they have banned hip hop music. Period. Just
Now,
gone.
Jay, I need you to explain this to me because I'm white. What is the thing with the fans?
I do not know.
Okay,
I
I'm
wish
just
I knew,
curious.
because it's like, no, because like I'll pay attention to all the news, and I'm like, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like, why is this a thing? Like, and it's confusing, because it's like, come on,
Okay,
man.
okay. I just
Yeah, and
well,
no,
okay, sorry. The reason I
yeah,
ask is this: is that they made one of the rules that they made is no non-battery powered fans, because apparently there's some kind of like group dance thing that you do with a fan. I don't.
I don't know. I don't know what it is either. And oh yeah, and another thing is they're making, like, whenever you show your ticket, they make that a lot stricter now. Because there's been people that got caught without tickets, somehow get on the ship, somehow some way they got on the ship without paying for it. And it's like, okay. But I think the funniest thing I saw, right? These five people, they decided it was a good idea to get on a cruise ship and commit credit card fraud on a cruise ship.
I beg your finest fucking
Oh
pardon.
yeah, yes. All right. Yeah, they had multiple credit cards in other people's names, fraud and identity theft, right, on the cruise ship. And he thinking, oh, if we just sail to, Central America or wherever, they can't bust us for spending money on the ship. Man, let me tell you. The funny thing, Carnival let them do it, right? They were like, "Hey, go ahead and do it," right? As soon as they got put to the states, like, police was waiting on them at the pier, and it was funny as hell. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, let me get this straight. You thought that you can get on a cruise ship and commit credit card fraud? It's like, and what? A long-standing cruise ship was just going to slide, like, uh
I feel the old man energy welling up inside me right now with this. Like, cause I want to kind of lay out my annoyance with this, but profuse annoyance, because to get onto a cruise ship, okay, you have to have either your passport or your ID plus your birth certificate. So you have to have identification. The fact that people without that were getting onto the ship annoys me. That's number one. Number two, when you take illicit substances like drugs onto a ship, number one, once that ship leaves, and I want to emphasize the leaves part, your country of origin's waters, now you're dealing with a whole new set of laws. Now you're dealing with international laws.
Right.
Or international waters. And then on top of that, if you go to another country, like heaven forbid it's fucking Singapore, okay, where you get, a little brass to the head action for drugs. And on top of that, heaven forbid if you go to like fucking Dubai or something. Like and the credit card fraud thing. Oh my God. Does your elevator not go to the top floor? Were you shorted a few tacos in your accommodation? Because people, there are laws. Other countries have other laws. Just because you are most likely American does not mean they're going to persecute you by American law. They're going to persecute you by the country you committed the crime. Okay.
yeah.
And, I can say it louder for the people in the back if they'd like to. Go
Oh
on.
yeah, and one more thing is Carnival is no longer shipping away from Charleston, South Carolina. Like,
Mhm.
basically, it's like that city is not cut off from Carnival, and I can only imagine why. And now, and then everything, and all the prices gone up too, because of all the fuckery that's gone on. And plus,
Mhm.
and plus, they completely revamped their loyalty reward system. So now it's not about how long you stay on a cruise ship. It's about how much money you spend now. So congratulations on you motherfuckers. Now everything from food and drink to internet prices has completely gone up in price. You know, and the whole city is not cut off from a cruise ship line because you want to do this stupid shit.
Yeah,
And
because you
it's
want to fucking act up. Like that's I hate that I agree with a corporation on something, but Delta has this in their message when you leave the airport. Traveling is a privilege. And it is now more so a privilege because people cannot act respectfully. So now, in order for these corporations to continue business, because they're most likely having to pay some sort of a fucking fine, they gotta double prices. They've got to increase things across the board because people want to act fucking stupid and ruin it for the rest of us. Like, it. Again, old man energy coming out again. Because it's just. This is why we can't
I
have
don't
nice things.
Thank you.
exactly,
Thank
and
you.
I
Thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, and moving on, I kind of want to touch on this pirate software thing and stop killing games because like I had a
Yep.
conversation with people about it last week, and it's like, see, this is what happens when people think they know what they want until they realizes that corporations will fuck you any from 6 ways to Sunday. It doesn't matter what you want, and it's like and I want to give this analogy. It's kind of like when streaming service first started. 'Cause people got sick of cable. People got sick of like, I'm getting tired of having to pay for all these channels I don't want. I just want what I want, right? And then streaming services first came about, and people were happy about that. Now streaming services has gotten so out of hand, people are now preferring back to cable now. And fortunately in gaming, it's gonna get even worse now because now it's like, okay, well, you don't want these live service games to be shut down, pay for it then. All right, because guess what, that's gonna happen. Because why do you think game these subscriptions like PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Pass exists, Ubisoft Plus, GTA Plus, EA Play, and it's like, yeah, it's like now corporations are gonna look at it initially like stop killing games, right? And they're gonna pretend to champion it. It's like, hey, we agree, like we believe that our player base have every opportunity to play every game that they have purchased or they're a fan of, and then a paywall is gonna be behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And not yeah, cause that's what Nintendo does now. For people who don't know, Nintendo is usually they're the cheapest subscription based for membership services, right? I think for 3 months I pay like maybe $20 for
Mm-hmm.
3 months. However, if you want access, to all the their catalog of Nintendo games, it's $50 a year, which is still cheap though. But still, the fact that it's like the fact that you have to pay $50 a year just to access all these old games for Nintendo on top of Nintendo's very strict vending practices when it comes to making purchases and whatnot. In case you don't know, there's no such thing as a refund policy for Nintendo at all.
Mm-hmm.
Once you buy it, you bought it, strictly like that. And now with the Nintendo Switch 2, is that any tweaking of the system is bricked. You tweak the system even a little bit, like such as much as just as much as changing the battery is bricked. If you try to like, so it's like and unfortunately for Microsoft, because Microsoft, they're absorbing all these game companies, and and they don't do nothing with them because now the creator behind Perfect Dark, they got shut down, and they're working on the sequel. On EA, and on EA, there's games being shut down now, like Anthem and their old Madden games, and it's like what people really don't understand is that corporations will always find a way to circumnavigate any initiatives you want to put forward. And it's like, look, stop killing games. It's a great concept. However, when I watched the guy at Cursor Farms, the way he wants to execute it, it's going to backfire on him in a major way. Because his initiative is, what he wants to happen is he wants to start a conversation with EU lawmakers and basically let them take care of everything else. It's like you can't do that.
So
You
there's one thing I want to kind of point out with this. More laws make more criminals. So the more that you put laws, or you try to put actions, or I don't know, I'm not in the EU, so I don't speak laws over there, is you could
I don't speak laws. I'm like, okay, Joey, I get it. Go ahead.
The problem with a lot, and I'm gonna speak on both sides of the table, because I think a lot of people who are seeing the SKG thing are hopping on it because it's like this weird Streisand effect, I think, is what's going on. And getting the government involved in video games is a terrible idea. It's an absolute terrible idea at its fucking core. The problem we're having as consumers and gamers is we just mindlessly gave these people money for years. Like, it isn't until recently that we discovered, hey, those digital copies, you don't own those. You have a license to play those.
Right.
And what I think the point that Piratesoftware was trying to get across, but like I said, I think he's kind of a shitty orator, is you have to think of the investment and the tech costs for maintaining a live service game. Like, the one game that's not being used as an example is Destiny 2. Like, if you look at World of Warcraft to a degree, Final Fantasy 14, ESO, like all of the major MMOs that exist currently, what is the tech cost that they're having to pay to have all of this data? And the other downside is, okay, so let's say a MMO sunsets, right? Like, let's take ESO. Bethesda just goes, done, you know? And so it goes to fucking Joe Blow. And he has sole network, sole proprietary, he has the code, it's his. He bought it, or he grabbed it. What is to stop that man from getting every single IP address? What is to stop him from potentially bricking your machines?
Right.
What is to stop him?
See, and this is a further example. This is a further example of the law of unintended consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have game publishers that are now forced to keep certain games active, or a playable state, that then opens up other doors ends up opening other doors of liability, because then if they keep a game playable, but they don't keep updating the security protocols or the accesses, and somebody figures out how to break it, and they will, because that's what some people do, is that game publisher now liable from that point for all the damages?
Yeah.
See, that's one of the things about games that kind of, especially live service games, that make them unique. They are always changing. It's possible to own physical media, and I think that, like, for example, television shows that are made and then go away, and people are like, like, wait, I paid for this.
Right.
Once that product is published, it never changes, right?
Right.
So that's what makes having shows like MASH, for example, really good example. MASH, been around over 60 years now. Sorry. over 50 years, my bad, 50 years. Those shows are the same, okay? But if you're forced to keep a video game in a playable state, that means it is active and changing, and based upon player inputs, it evolves, right?
Right.
So then at what point does your liability start and end?
Because I know that's part of the SKG thing is they want to force, I should say, developers to go like, hey, this is the end of the cycle, or this is our plan, so people can be prepared, I guess. But there's a lot of problems to that, because what is to prevent, a publisher to go, or a developer, whatever, to go like, okay, this was our original plan. We're pushing it back like 2 years. And it's almost going into the same vein as copyright. Like that's and that's the weird thing, like nobody's talked about is like, you're just making it copyright with extra steps.
You have this idea of games that you want to keep playing, right? And I think it's fair to draw the parallel to companies like Apple.
Yes.
There are people that I know that will never get the new iPhone, and they deal with the purposeful. They deal with Apple purposely throttling their phone just so they don't have to upgrade, just so they're not forced to upgrade. Now, is that comparison one-to-one? No, but I think what is happening with Stop Killing Games is sort of an extension of that. Is that we've been forced to upgrade and forced to spend money on things we're happy with.
Yes.
We are happy as hell. My phone is about 2.5 years out of date, but it does everything I want it to do. Everything.
Yeah.
It has all the storage and I have no need to pay for a new phone with maybe some more storage and a whole bunch of apps and bloatware that I don't want, that I just don't want.
Well, and on top of that, you have a lot of I want to say ambiguity, but you can like make it your own. You can change the fucking operating system in this. There is one that exists.
Yeah. Yes.
And it doesn't have the bloatware. It doesn't have the tracking software. It doesn't have the bullshit. Like, it.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So let's take the most recent example of a game shutting down, and let's see if we can come up with a viable kind of a framework. So it was recently announced by EA that Anthem, January 2026, all those servers are going to shut down. The servers that support the game will be completely shut down. The game will be basically done.
Right.
Now, in this vein of I bought the game, I want to keep playing it, okay? Should EA, in this, new sort of thought process, should EA then say, okay, tell you what, Anthem's code is now going to be open source on the following conditions. 1, we EA take no liability. We will not accept any responsibility for something that you think we did while we were servicing the game. Okay. We're gonna make everything. We're gonna give out all the server, everything to make the game function. We just will not provide the servers or the support for it. But we'll give you all the code. We'll give you all all the permissions that you could possibly want to make the game work. And then then we as a community of gamers, say we get maybe like 1,000 people together. And we're like, hey, look, server costs would be this and this and this and this. So if you want to play Anthem, it's going to cost you, $25 per year. Or sorry, $25 per month for, if you pay so much in advance, you could play, blah, blah. But you're basically going to pay $25 a month for us to run a server to be able to play this game. This server, only has so much capacity. If we hit certain thresholds, we can make it more. Now, I think that could be a viable framework. Okay.
So what's kind of funny, it just occurred to me, a lot of the discussions that we're having, especially for SKG's initiative, we're making great arguments for cloud storage or for cloud servers. Yeah, like
I agree.
I think that would be the fair, not compensation, but like just meeting people in the middle with it. So it's like, if with EA going like, hey, we're gonna sunset Anthem, like we're done, and if people who sorry, I was about to be a little fucked up. The whole 20 some odd Anthem players that exist, if they go, hey, if we all pitch in $20 for a year for cloud servers for Anthem so we can continue to play, let's do that. And then if EA goes, here's the code, fuck you, have day. Then okay, then that's an argument that I think that can be made honestly and in good faith. But to tell like a lot of these these dev companies, no, fuck you, we bought the game, make this from now until Kingdom Come. With the way that server technology is right now, that's not feasible. Like, God, I am old man energy today. Like, you people, the world is in the palm of your fucking hand. Read. Shit.
Okay. I have an even better idea. For Anthem. Okay. What if an online school, like, for example, Full Sail, Full Sail University has an online game development program. What if an online coding platform that wanted to teach how to run, maintain, create, update a live service game bought Anthem, bought it.
Ooh, I see where you're going with this.
And then ran it as, okay, we're going to teach you every little bit of freaking thing you could possibly want. And you're going to run this game. Whether you're talking the back-end server admins, whether you're talking the front-end devs, whether you're talking the actual dev team in charge of, making updates and changes and bug fixes. And as long as everyone understood, hey, students are running this shit, it's going to work. Probably not exactly the way you want. Might be a lot of bugs, but guess what? You're going to get it for free because it is now a course in how to maintain and grow a live service game ecosystem. That is perhaps the best possible answer. And it would not bother me if somebody who had some money said, hey, look, EA, we'll buy this from you. We will release you from all liability. Okay. We'll buy all the IP. We'll buy all the code. We'll buy everything. Okay. You will no longer be responsible for anything that could have happened, might have happened. We'll take it all from this point forward. And I think that if you paid EA maybe $8 million, $10 million, said just give us everything, you get, you get a straight infusion of cash or payments over time, whatever the hell. But we're now going to take this and we're going to create an educational system that is growing and evolving, and we're just going to run students through this. I think that might be the best possible answer for everybody, in general. Because we sat here and talked about this. Is that the reason why games get shut down is that they don't make enough money to support themselves. But gamers are like, I bought this. Okay. There are two sides in this whole equation. And if one side has to force the other side to do something, it never works.
Right.
So the reason why Stop Killing Games will probably fall on its face is that it is going about the problem. It is going about finding a solution to the problem the wrong way.
Oh, absolutely.
But see, on the other side of that, you have the game publishers that don't care about players outside of this game costs $70. Pay $70.
Yep.
And so what you have is this. You have this relationship, and people have gotten insanely rich making these games. Okay, really good example is Pete Parsons and all of his cars. Okay,
Yeah.
Pete Parsons and all of his cars. Okay, and they have capitalized on the passion of gamers. And what works is, and this is something that Cyberpunk has embraced. Okay, Cyberpunk has embraced the mod community.
Yes.
And but see, here's the thing: they've also placed boundaries on it. Say, hey, look, you can mod it, but within this structure. Mod away, but don't do stuff outside. Don't do crazy shit. We don't want to see all the naked stuff. Okay, we understand you're going to do that, but we don't endorse that. But then they say, we'll take the good ones and we'll stick it into the next game.
Yeah.
And they've done that. And that's why Cyberpunk, this is something I don't think people can really wrap their heads around yet. So they're based in Poland, but they opened a studio in Boston when a lot of other game studios were shutting down. And what they did is that they embraced the mod community, gave them a structure, and said, go ahead, and if it's really good stuff, we will put it in the game. I think that Stop Killing Games and Piratesoftware need each other, but they want to need each other on their own terms, and nobody is willing to meet in the middle.
Another example, just to kind of back that up, is RimWorld.
Sure.
Yes.
Because
because I know it's one guy, and he's, for a lot of his expansions that he's released, he's taken some of the mods and made them a part of the game. Like, right. I know there was a lighting system that was a mod for the longest time, and the second to last DLC that came out, he put it in the fucking game. Like, it's... And I also agree with you. I think... It's like the two people who absolutely love each other, but they're playing hard to get. Like, it's a really shitty sitcom kind of thing going on. Yep. And... it's infuriating because it's creating a bunch of these narratives and arguments that are not helping things at all. Like, it's great that guys like PewDiePie and like a lot of major creators are bringing some attention to it, but I don't think the discussion is being made properly. And also... this has been a bug up my ass.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I want to kind of preface this. If you are to own a firearm, and I'm saying this with my whole fucking chest, please, for the love of God, exercise safety when using a firearm. I don't give a shit if it's a BB. I don't give a shit if it's a toy or if it's the real fucking thing. Use safety. It is a weapon. It is a tool. And if you are dumb enough, like some big content creators, you can seriously hurt or kill somebody. Because the shit with Hassan, I'm on my last fucking nerve with Twitch. How can you not take action with somebody like that?
So I see a lot of people saying, well, you know, Hassan waving his weapon around on stream is the exact same thing as Moist Critical. No.
No.
Moist Critical was threatened first with weapons. And so he said, oh, really? Really, son? And then he pulls out his rifle. Okay, here's my address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This situation is vastly different.
Yep.
Okay. Somebody says something in his chat. They think they find him. They end up doxing the wrong dude. The wrong person. Threatening the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing for somebody to come in your chat and you find him and you point him out and you go, that guy right there.
Right.
It's another thing to go, wait a minute. Is this the guy? Oh, yeah, that's the guy. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And see, you know, I said this yesterday on Twitter. I said, Twitch doesn't care because they have successfully monetized your outrage and they don't care what happens next. Short of somebody dying on stream, they literally don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, go ahead, Jay.
You know, and it, you know, this like, and it's really bothersome though because we've gone through this so many times. Is that people will get a hair up their ass about something and they'll champion a cause for it and they'll go all gun ho about it, and then the wrong people will hear about it. They'll take advantage of whatever cause they're champion, and then it gets twisted up, and then people get the Pikachu face when they realize that, oh no, you know, the thing we care about has been used against us. Like this hasn't happened, God, so many times, and then they turn on the thing you champion to begin with, and it's like, and it's gonna keep happening, you know. See, and that's why I don't like social media anymore though, you know, because it's like, and not only that, but people always would be like, well, I'm tired of this social media website, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. And it's like it's like no, because you're just gonna spread it other places. And it's like the whole thing with the stop killing games, and this whole thing with even with the whole Mango Liquid thing, and it's like hell, even this whole Prime Month, the entire Prime Month thing, it's like people need to realize that when you get angry about something on social media, that's people use that for their own personal gains. And it's like, yes, you know, your outrage is for sale, your culture is for sale, anything you care about that you promote, people will use it and they will sell it to other people. And it's you know, and the problem is that people keep doing it over and over again. And I'm gonna make a prediction here. I'll make a prediction the whole stop killing games. I guarantee you by next year, if this stop killing games gain traction, people are gonna turn against it by the same time next year. You know, they're gonna turn against it, and you'll be like, oh my god, I never saw this coming. You know, and speaking of having a bug about something, you know, I gotta talk about this whole Mango Liquid thing real quick. I have to get this off my chest though, because it's like,
Hey, okay, Jay, before you do, man, get the fans out.
You know,
Come
you're
on, get the
gonna
fans
need
out.
to like make sure that you keep yourself cool.
I hate all of you.
But are we wrong though? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
not really.
Hate us, but you're still getting the fans.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know what? Not only am I getting out though, this one is still in the plastic.
I thought I heard like plastic fucking rumbling. I was like,
this is a like reading kind of watching everything about it. It's depressing. The whole manga thing is depressing though, so I was like, okay, well, let me get this straight. You hosted a gaming tournament centered around alcohol, and you invited somebody who's notorious for drinking until they pass out onto this, right? And then and then you're bragging to everybody. Oh yeah, this guy's an alcoholic. He can drink a whole lot. And in case you don't know, Mango had 30 beers and had a blood alcohol level of 0.32.
Jesus Christ.
That is 4 times the legal limit. Right?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. If he drunk any more, he could have died. All right. And then and then what makes it more fucked up, Lil he had a breathalyzer with him. So it's like, if you got a breathalyzer with you, that means that you are expecting people to get that drunk. Right? And then then when Mango blew up 0.32, you said let's up those numbers. It's like, do you want this man to die? And it's and then it's like, and then you're surprised when Mango, who's drunk off his ass, who has no idea where he is right now, because when you're 4 times drunk over the legal limit, you have no sense of reality. You are basically gone. All right, you are running off instinct, right? And he does weird shit, all right, and you do nothing about it. But as soon as it goes viral, what you do is you act like you didn't see it coming, and then at the same time, in the same thing, you admit that, oh yeah, my father was an alcoholic, and he died because of alcohol. And I'm like, you tone deaf bastard. It's like you lost your father. Your father became a wholly different type of person because of alcoholism, and you do this shit. And it's like, ugh,
Mm-hmm.
and oh god, I'm getting a headache right now. And it's like, because it's like, I'm trying to, I want to make sense, but I try to make sense of this and you can't, because it's like, because like, how can you sit there? How can you sit there and basically, how can you sit there on your little pedestal and basically say, well, I'm not gonna invite Mingo to events. It's a and then this motherfucker had the nerve to say it's a privilege to come to my events. Who the fuck do you think you are, telling like it's a privilege to come to your events? It's like, bro, you aren't even the dominant person in your own relationship. So what are you even talking about? Talking about privilege. And it's like there's a reason why more prominent people in your little friend group don't come to your shit. Right, there's a reason why a lot of people who has higher view counts to you, that are more popular than you, barely show up to your events. Okay, and it's like, and see, unfortunately, this is not the first time that it's happened before, because because they see this is why someone on this podcast, I don't know who it is, said that streamers are basically high schools that never grew up. They peaked in high school. I don't know who said that. It was some bald dude, who very smart. I mean, we should definitely pay that man royalties
Yeah.
for saying that.
You
You know,
should you definitely find that guy and let him know how smart and talented and funny and
I hope this joke never fucking dies. We are going to browbeat the shit out of this joke.
I came
and
up with the
it's
joke. I'm the
great.
one that came up with the joke.
I know.
I'm the one that started this joke back, 3 years ago, 5 years ago when we started doing this? I'm the one that came up with this joke. It's been 5. We were doing this during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm the one that came up with that joke. I remember the first couple of times that Journal Gravy lost her mind. I said, I wonder who that was. That person was really smart. We should probably get them on the podcast. Journal Gravy's like, oh, shit, Bill. Here we go again.
Yes. And continue on. It's like, people, this is why you don't put streamers on a pedestal. Every time you put streamers on a pedestal, they let it go to the ego. And next thing you know, they're getting canceled for some shit that they should have saw coming. All right, this is exactly why, this is exactly why Twitch is in the situation that it's in right now. This is why Twitch is fucking up right now.
Oh yeah.
Because Twitch has allowed streamers with high view counts and high subscriber counts to basically get out scot-free and some shit because they're bringing in money. And you know, and our Lord and Savior Pokimane, right? As soon as that Diddy case reviewed, this, all right, you know, like a termite that came out the woodwork, right? She had to say, "Believe victims," right? And like a cockroach, when the light turns on, she scurries away when she gets backlash. She's like, "Oh, well, I didn't, I didn't mean to take advantage of the situation that's going on." It's like, and
bullshit. She is
it's like,
one of the thousands of fucking parasites who do the stupid fucking political crap, and this is especially on the left side of the aisle, who jump on the fucking bandwagon whenever there is a tragedy of any sort to push an ideology. Like,
yeah, and it's like Pokimane, you have enough money to live comfortably for 3 lifetimes. It's like, you know, I guarantee you, if I had her money, you will never hear from me again. The only time you will hear from me when I'm out doing shit, like going to events or traveling. Like honestly, if I had her money, I would delete my social media and just live comfortably for the rest of my life. And the reason why the people, they can't help themselves. They cannot help themselves because they think that people give a shit about what they have to say, and unfortunately, people have confirmed that. They, and see, and see, and this is, and even this whole side killing games. Apparently, Pirate Software got swatted twice because of this.
Yeah,
I
saw that.
I'm looking for that because I haven't seen any other statements on
Well,
it.
See, and this is the thing about people like Pokimane and Hassan. They were born on third base and they thought they hit a triple, and so they do dumb stuff, and they get immediately forgiven because they have access to things that we normies don't.
Right.
Us normies will never have access to the overall power that Pokimane has, because like I said, she was born on third base.
Mm-hmm.
And we, it's really funny to watch people as a society do this to themselves, because we do this to ourselves. We literally do this to ourselves, and it doesn't. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, in the case, and just if I can context, that's what Bill said. Pokemon was born at third base. In case you don't know, her parents are engineers. Her parents are long-standing engineers, and Hassan's uncle is Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, right? Basically,
Yep.
so they were basically born privileged, and they don't understand that. And another thing I've noticed, right, in that little streamer friend group, you rarely see them hold each other accountable. You rarely see that in publicly because there's the power imbalance in a little friend group of theirs, right? Because every time shit goes down, what happens. It's like everyone coming out to work and basically said, "Oh, they act like fence sitters and things like that," right? Now, for all I know, they could talk about it behind closed doors, though. But however, I'm a firm believer that if someone is doing something is going to backfire on them, you should definitely call that out so people can really understand. And not only that, but a lot of streamers, they secretly prey on each other's downfall. I promise you that they do.
Oh yeah.
Because every time you see a streamer on, like, whole thing with manga, right? As soon as you see that, right, what happens? Every YouTuber with time made a video about it. I swear, within that first 3 days, I saw like 10 videos about it. In the first 3 days, and it's like
another good example. Another really good example. Example is Hasino to Rage.
Oh my god, man. That person.
He is a socially awkward guy who crossed some lines. But when you look at what he actually did, you're like, we thought that was creepy and we're okay with what? And so people like vilified him. There was a tiny handful of people like, I don't think you fully understand what's going on. And they were immediately shouted down.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that the internet will jump on what the internet jumps on, and I think while I said this last week, Piratesoftware is correct from his standpoint,
Right.
and the gamers are also correct from their standpoint. I don't know that gamers can fully wrap their brains around what it would take to keep some of these games active. The overall server and support structure is really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That give you a perfect example, right? All right. When Destiny 2 broke away from Activision and they went self-publishing, how long did that last? 2, 3 years? Then maybe 2, 3, 4 years, and then he went to Sony. And it's like, and that proves that, that proves that publishing and developing, that takes a lot of resources and a lot of money. All right. And not only that, but if you didn't notice, there's this year, there has been plenty of game studios that's been shut down.
Yep.
Like plenty of them, and it kind of improves that the gaming industry. See, and the reason behind that is that gamers they expect more and more from games, while expecting the price to stay the same, and it can't happen anymore. It's an inevitability, Yeah, like and that's why the Ubisoft execs that's why Ubisoft was comfortable in saying, hey, get real comfortable with not owning your games. Yeah, like that's what he said that because it's like if you want the evolution of games, unfortunately, it's gonna have to come to a point where you're gonna have to make some concessions on your own. Okay, you can't sit at the table and then expect the business deal to go your way only. Like you have to make compromises and you have to make concessions. And just like this whole thing with AI in the job market, another perfect example is that look, like just like I feel bad for people like art, in the creative arts. I feel bad for everybody in that space, but unfortunately, you're gonna have to realize is that AI is inevitable.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
AI is like Thanos. AI is Thanos right now, and you have to realize that like yeah, just like with Microsoft. Microsoft got rid of 9,000 people. And the irony of all it is, a good chunk of those people worked on AI. That's the irony of it, right?
You just right now AI is in a state where you just need a single person to monitor it. And like so many I have to share this story. Cuz this has turned me off from artists almost completely. I had a friend of mine. She is putting an event for one of the fights in Final Fantasy. And she used AI to make a promotional poster, right? She said she had a solid, want to say 30 minutes to an hour of people bitching at her for using AI. And she's received DMs of, you should step down. Why are you using AI? You're killing the environment and blah, 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 blah. And for the people who are hearing this, I want you to know that is how you get people away from your side. Is when you think you're championing somebody else's cause. If you really, really want to make an argument for traditional media, promote your favorite artist. Show them. Be like, hey, I know you used AI. Try to talk to this person. Hey, I know you used AI. What can we do to meet in the middle to do that? Because you're making more of an argument for AI and you don't even realize you're doing it.
Yeah, and at the same time, even for me, because I do a lot of writing on the side, right? And I'm seeing a lot more writers using AI, and it's like, well, okay, well,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna make a bitch fit about it. I'm just gonna continue to do what I'm doing and just and promote traditional writing that way. And people need to realize is that people need to realize that when it comes to things like promotional art or things like that, right? People like are cost saving techniques are like AI is used for cost saving techniques, and unfortunately, it's going to continue that way. And honestly, honestly, what a lot of people don't realize is that throughout society, a lot of jobs has been eliminated because of evolution. Just for example, we used to have telephone operators, that had to connect calls to different states. We don't have that now. Hell, I'll even go even further. Back in the 1800s, it used to be lamp lighters before the light bulb was invented.
Hmm.
You know,
So, before refrigeration was invented, men with long poles would stand on frozen lakes and they would chip away at the ice sheet and then push it down the river so that people could then take it out of the water and use it.
Yeah, because
That's
there was a separate thing for a lot of refrigerators where they would put huge chunks of ice in there to keep
chunks
things
of
cold.
ice.
Yeah.
yes.
And that's why old people call that's why old people call refrigerators ice boxes.
Yep.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and even for us and Bill with our generation is that we were alive before the digital age began. We were alive when Microsoft had disk only laptops. Yeah, because most since I had an old IBM laptop, you had to use floppy disk for everything, and that, and it's like so people need to realize that you have to stay on top of the competition because AI is your competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything. AI is your competition for every single thing, and you have to know how it works. You have to know how to tweak it, all right? Because here's the thing people don't realize: AI is still in its infancy.
Mm-hmm.
Still is. It's not it hasn't gone full Skynet yet. Okay, and it's so people need to take advantage of that, and you need to know what make AI and you need to know what makes it work. You need to learn everything you can do with it, the limitations, everything, because what companies like Microsoft and Apple is gonna start doing is that is they're gonna start looking at people who know what AI works. Cause guess what? AI needs a babysitter. In case you didn't
Mm-hmm.
know.
For
All
now.
right, AI. Yeah, for
For
now,
now.
AI needs to. Even for me in my job, we have automation. Guess what? Guess what? But people like me need to make sure it works. All right? Yeah, AI needs a babysitter for right now. And it's like in the more you fight against it, the more companies gonna look at AI and be like, okay, well, what can we do to make it better? Now, what can we do to improve it? So yeah, so to everybody who's saying AI is awful, AI is bad, you're giving companies a reason to put more resources into it.
So, speaking of AI, because I want to end on a kind of wholesome but very America kind of note. Uh, Wendy's did an AI image for the 4th of July of Lincoln riding a shark. Have you guys seen that?
I saw that. Yeah.
It's very, very nice. I don't know about y'all. I had a blast on the 4th. I took my early birthday present to the range. It's great. Um, I my husband bought me a Beretta M9, which is similar to the one that Bruce Willis used in Die Hard. That gun is so pretty. I was just like, this is my new favorite. I do have a slight bit of a video that I'll probably post later because now that the holidays are technically over for now. Yeah, I gotta get back and be a good bean. Also, because we didn't have our little bit of racism today. I don't know if you guys know who Crispy is.
Don't.
Okay, so Crispy is a vet who suffered really borderline horrific burns on majority of his body. So he doesn't have full functionality of his hand, but he
Okay.
worked it to a way that he can handle firearms. And he has some of the funniest fucking videos. But yeah, they recreated the scene from Independence Day. And I was like, oh, that's very, very nice. Very wholesome. Also on a slight bit of a good note too, Edge Runners 2 is coming out soon.
Edge. Oh
Yeah.
yes, I saw
God.
that. Oh.
Just break my heart a second time, well, don't you? A CD
See,
Project Red.
Yeah.
now I'm this goes back. I can tell you that the politics of Cyberpunk, I guarantee you that, I don't like them and I don't agree with it. However, the game is fun. And not EA. CG Project Red has been teasing this really good update for about 2 weeks, and they've been pushing it back. I'm like, it makes the game fun. It makes the game replayable. It makes people want to play the game if you just make a good game and support it. I know, I guarantee you, some of the stuff in Cyberpunk, I'm like, okay, fine. But it's like, it's a video game. It's not real life.
Yeah. Just
enjoy yourself. It is perfectly fine to enjoy doing something. It is okay.
Yeah.
It is, it is not problematic to enjoy doing something. It is not.
Also, as a side note too, I convinced one of my friends to play Cyberpunk for the first time because it's on sale right now. And he's like, I absolutely love it. I'm like, oh, just wait, sunshine.
Yeah.
You're in for a ride.
Oh yeah. Apparently, there's talks of a new DLC for Cyberpunk, like some more content. And it's like, oh, okay, Cyberpunk, like what else can you do to make me for me, I started a new game like 5 times. I got done with the main game, done with Phantom Liberty. I'm not satisfied. New game.
Yeah. Well, so from what I heard, the DLC is supposed to be the segue into Cyberpunk 2.
Yes.
Yeah. And I kind of was not. I got really bored of Phantom Liberty. I don't know. The story just didn't hit right, and maybe because it came like after I did my second or third playthrough. Smile. But it just didn't have the same effect. Like, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but it just didn't hit the right way. If that makes sense.
I get you.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of hitting it the right way, we are unfortunately out of time for today.
I want to make sure I heard that, hitting it the right way. Okay, I just want to say, there are certain things about being married that I hope one day you get to discover. I really, really do, because one of those things involves hitting it the right way. And I know General Gravy knows exactly what I mean. With that said,
why do you think I said my 4th of July was great? Anyway, we're gonna go. Oh, fuck.
Maybe one day over the rainbow. Maybe one day I'll understand how that feels. Maybe
See, Joe Gravy, you're just over here winning at life. That's all you're doing. You're just winning at life. Yeah, you're just winning at life.
Oh yeah, I've been winning. Anyway, so we're gonna call it there for today. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.